Hey everyone, I have returned with my latest update video. Let's get into it, starting with the diet update. Today, I weighed 147.6. Really good. Like those numbers. Next, I ate. What did I eat? I had a chorizo and egg burrito with a carb balance mission tortilla with only 4 grams of net carbs. I had 1 ounce of Jack Link's jalapeno beef jerky. It had about 7 grams of carbs in it. And next, I had. I'm trying to remember what I had after that. Oh, I had like 2 cups of coffee and then a macchiato with sugar-free caramel syrup in there. That was pretty good. I used half and half as the milk. And then we're going to jump ahead to lunch where I had a steak and a half, some grilled onions and bell peppers, and an A&W Zero Sugar. And then I believe that is it. Exercise today included walking at work with a little bit of running here and there. And maybe some climbing the stairs. Moving on. Daily update. How'd that go? Well, I was woken up by my sister putting our orange cat Malcolm on my chest, so I decided to grab him. I was super tired. I was groggily walking him while holding him to the den, and I decided to sit on the couch, petting him. The thing that sucked, though, was that I needed to use the restroom, but I also didn't want to let the cat go, so I decided to give the cat some attention before using the restroom. And my sister brewed a cup of coffee, and then after hanging out with the cat, I remember letting him go, and then using the restroom. And afterwards, I remember I wanted to show my sister this game called Quake 2 on the PlayStation 5. She was telling me about like Southpaw controls and how she thinks Southpaw is better than regular first-person controls, at least for her, because one time she tried playing a first-person game with regular controls, and then her friend switched the controls to Southpaw, and then she was able to play the game normally. So she wanted me to switch the game to Southpaw for Quake 2. So I did that. She still had quite a difficult time navigating the levels, but she did her best, and that was pretty cool. And then afterwards, I played through it a bit. It was a lot of fun. I really like that game. It's really enjoyable. And then afterwards, I decided we could switch gears and watch a X-Files episode, because I have the X-Files Season 1 Blu-ray, and I thought that would be fun. We were on Episode 4, The Conduit, and this one was a really interesting episode. It was about, there was like a kid who apparently could write like codes and like computer ones and zeros in a sequence where they start to take the form of like different like pictures and videos and things like that. And apparently like the brother's sister was like abducted, and there's a parallel to the one of the main characters, like the male character. His sister was abducted by aliens when he was a kid, and he's never seen her since. So that's one of his biggest reasons for being interested in that whole phenomenon, because he wants to find out what happened to his sister. So I thought that was really compelling and interesting. And overall, it was a really good episode. Really mysterious, really atmospheric, really interesting. Yeah, I enjoyed a whole lot. All right, well, after we were done with watching that, I remember I was getting hungry. I decided to make some chorizo and eggs, so I asked my sister if she wanted some. She declined. I asked our family friend who just got up if she wanted some, and she accepted. So I made enough chorizo and egg for me and our family friend. And once I had everything I needed, while our family friend went out to go get a coffee, um, I folded my burrito, and I was telling my sister about this recent documentary that came out by a guy called James Fox about the Virginia UFO incident. And it was basically like a new version of a documentary he released back like in 2022, where he got more interviews and more eyewitness accounts about the whole story of what happened. And it's pretty interesting and compelling little documentary. I wanted to watch that. I told my sister about it. She said that she wanted to, take a shower and just get ready for the day, and that she'd peek in every now and then. So I decided to watch it myself. So I casted the episode from my phone to the TV, since our remote's currently out of was currently out of order. We'll get to that. And yeah, now we could now I could watch this documentary. And the thing about it, I find I watched the original 2022 version. There are some things that are new about this one, specifically though parts where he is showing people who are testifying in front of Congress under oath that this is indeed a real phenomenon. Those are new, but the sequences where he is speaking with people who were there in Virginia during the incident, who are residents of Virginia, the a lot of those interviews were pretty much what I saw in the 2022 version of the documentary. I'm sure there's probably going to be some more new footage that's going to be inserted in, but so far it feels like I'm covering old ground. Although the thing that did make it a little better was that my sister hadn't seen the original documentary, and she did walk in on a part that I had already seen, but I wanted to see her reaction. It was the part where like a guy is trying to find the original crash site of the UFO, and he does find it, and he like keeps on saying "Akir, Akir, Akir," or "Aki, Aki," or something like that, and like he gets all emotional and starts like crying when he finds the spot. It was a pretty interesting bit of footage. Makes me wonder, like, did he really see something, or is he just acting for the camera? I like to think it's the former rather than the latter, because the latter's super cynical and sad. But yeah, that's where I paused, because I needed to get ready for work. So I went into my room. I decided to write 10 minutes in my journal first, and then I got ready for work. And when I was ready, I said goodbye to my sister and her family friend and my mom, who had just recently arrived. And then I went in my car and I went off to work. Now, when I eventually got to work, there was interesting schedule. The first hour would be spent on lot, and then pretty much the rest of the shift would be spent doing sweeps. During my sweeps, where you're supposed to sweep the produce area, then the storefront area, then the break room area and check the bathrooms and make sure they don't need to be changed or whatnot. During that whole thing, I did get a phone call from my dentist's office. They were telling me about, like, are we confirmed for the 12th of January that you'll be arriving at 3? I was like, oh, I thought we changed it to the 23rd. And then they told me, actually, the 12th is for inspecting your teeth to see if you need braces. The 23rd is for a potential removal of your wisdom tooth. I gotta be honest, when I heard that, I was caught off guard because I wasn't really prepared to hear that like they were planning on removing. All I knew was oral surgeons going to inspect the area, and that's all I knew. I didn't know that they were going to, like, oh, we're gonna rip it out now. Like give me some time to mentally prepare for that. Also, the 23rd just so happens to be my cheat day for that day. So the fact that it is, a day where I potentially would have my mouth numb and not being able to eat or taste anything I enjoy sounds like a total bummer. So sadly, the place that I'm going to is closed tomorrow on Sunday, but the dentist is open again on the 12th, which is the day where I get my teeth checked on in case I need braces. I think I'm going to ask if I can reschedule that day, the 23rd, for sometime in February instead. Apparently, the doctor who inspects the wisdom teeth for removal, they only show up like once a month. So, yeah, if I do get my wisdom tooth removed, which apparently they're telling me I should because it's like pushing up against one of my other teeth, then I'd want to do it during February because January's, A, cheat day on the 23rd, and B, my birthday is on the 30th. I'll be 27. So I would rather have the ability to enjoy the festivities by being able to eat what I want without having to worry about being like in pain or having a numb mouth or waiting for my mouth to close up and heal and eat soups and yogurts and whatnot. So yeah, that's what's going through my mind right now, and I'm definitely going to see if I can reschedule that for February, sometime in February, because then I wouldn't care because February, not much just going on that month. So yeah. Anyways, after getting that update and contemplating on it, and then creating a little alarm telling me to go to the office around 2:30 on Monday, I decided it would be a good idea to keep on working. But as I was working, I got a little fun banter with one of my favorite coworkers in the grocery department. We always like playing off each other and coming up with silly jokes. I think one of the jokes that I remember he said was like, can you eat donuts on the keto diet? I'm like, no. But you can't eat taquitos on the keto diet. I'm like, no, I can't. And he's like, no, you can, because it has the word keto in it. Taquito. And then when I heard that, I was like, oh my gosh, that's so dumb, but also I think it's really funny. So, silly things like that. It was hilarious. And then I remember there was like another thing that happened with one of my other coworkers where they were like saying like a SpongeBob line. I think it was like they were saying, Gary, you are gonna eat your dessert and you are gonna like it. And then he asked if I could like give an impression, and I tried starting out with his laugh. It was like, but then afterwards, I decided to just say the first thing that came to my mind, and for whatever reason it was, you used me for land development. wasn't nice. So yeah, he seemed to think that was pretty funny and entertaining. So that was pretty cool. Um, yeah, it was a little silly with some of my coworkers. Like one, like um, I was like doing like fighting move poses, like wah wah wah, you know. Um, and that was pretty funny. And yeah, that's pretty much all I remember other than the sweeping and sweeping. So yeah, I punched out for dinner. I left, and when I arrived home, my mom wanted me to start the grill and put the steaks on. I did get a call from her at work a little earlier asking if I could, you know, do that. So I promised I would, and I did. I put the steaks on for 4 minutes on each side, and the shish kebabs of vegetables would be on for like 4 minutes per side for that too. They ended up being around 12 minutes instead because they needed to crisp up a bit better. Then after that was ready, I ate with my mom, sister, and family friend. My sister was like totally like making a whole bunch of sweets. And yeah, it was like, oh, what are you trying to do? Tempt me? Ooh, that's crazy. But yeah, it was. She had like sugar cookies and cornbread. It was crazy. But then I decided after I was done eating to wash my plate, and then I left. I said goodbye to my sister, my mom, and her family friend. Told them that I love them. And then I went off into my car and drove back to work. I remember on the drive to home and the drive back to work, I was listening to a Area 50. I was continuing to listen to the Area 52 podcast with James Fox, like one of the more recent one, as of the time of this recording. And yeah, it was pretty much like Q&As and fans asking him what his like favorite like movies are and things like that. It was pretty interesting. Like he said, is the movie that's most closest to the phenomenon is Close Encounters of the Third Kind, which I think makes sense. Yeah, so I eventually arrived back at work and I had sweeps for the rest of the shift. I decided to spend my time, first I bagged, then I took out all the trashes, then I brought bags to the front of the store and filled up all the check stands I needed refilling of bags. I made sure to punch into my sweeps all the time as I was doing this. And then I decided to wipe down 3 check stands. And yeah, after that, I said goodbye to my coworkers. I punched out. I drove back home. When I got back home, I greeted my sister. Then I said I would be doing 20 minutes of Brain Jam editing, so I went to my room. I did the 20 minutes of Brain Jam editing, and I also did 15 minutes of contour line work. And let's see if I can show you what I drew really quick. There we go. Okay, can you see that? Yeah, that's line drawing I did today. This one is interesting because it was actually based on a photo that our family friend took of me and my mom sitting at like a fountain with lions shooting water. As you can see, it's extremely rudimentary and weird looking. But I'm not doing this where I'm like pre-constructing every single thing like I'm drawing. I'm just kind of doing it all by eye and line and hoping it all works out. So yeah, there you go. Hope that was a lot of fun for you to look at. Cool. All right. Well, after I was done with that, I basically was like procrastinating on YouTube, like watching like guy review different SpongeBob movies and giving his opinion on them, and yeah, and then I was like, oh, I gotta make my update video. It's like 1:52 p.m. in the morning. p.m. I'm tired. a.m. in the morning. Silly me. So yeah, there it is, the new update video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.